Myotropics.
I know people that drink Diet Coke, and then people that don't because it's artificial, and then people who take stevia, people who don't do that or don't do Splenda and do. How much does that matter? And also organic versus non-organic. I'm sure look a certain way, but I mean, everyone's different. So
I'm glad you asked that, because I have two of my pros sitting over here, and they'll be happy to tell you my theory. I love to talk about artificial sweeteners because there is no difference in how your body processes sugar and Splenda. They're both, the only difference is one is a chemical compound and one is a raw compound. They are both sugars. Sugar alcohols are sugar. The way the RDA categorizes is if something is sugar-free is the impact on insulin. So if it does not significantly impact insulin, they categorize as being sugar-free. Is it still a sugar compound? Yes, it is. Does it go through your body and go through the liver and convert into trans fatty? Yes, it does. So here's the thing. These are things that we take for granted. I've had pros, and I won't mention any names, but they're top-level pros, have Splenda, and I mean literally eat 15 to 20 packets of Splenda a day. Splenda on salads, Splenda on cucumbers, Splenda on everything. Well, that's a lot of chemical sugar compound going into your system. So when you can't get rid of that last little stubborn area of body fat that sits right around through your pockets, right below your belly button, right in the small of your sides, right in under the glutes where every girl panics about, when we turn to the backside. These are the little things that we don't take into account in what our nutrition is. So we diet really strict, and we make sure we're not having any fats, and our carbs are here and there, but then we forget about these things. One of my pet peeves, aspartame, I've never been a proponent of, mainly because does anybody know where aspartame is a derivative of formaldehyde? We're basically embalming ourselves. So when it's heated and it's conversioned over, at a high temperature, it's kind of where it goes. So if you ever leave a Diet Coke sitting on the top of and it heats up, it'll give you one nasty headache. Well, they're chemicals, and I'm sure Vince will tell you, the body wants to stay in balance. That's what a body wants to do. So when you put a chemical in your system, what does your body do? It tries to counterbalance, and because it wants to keep you in balance. So whenever you're putting artificial sweeteners in your system, like aspartame, like, Splenda, there's going to be a reaction to it. It's a chemically processed, chemical. So you have to, when you add these things in, these are things that we don't tend to account for. So stevia is a completely different animal. Stevia is derived from plants. It is all natural. Do I allow my girls to have stevia? Yeah. They can. Now, do I want it in abundance? Again, no. Back to everything in a balanced state. So is 3 or 4 little packets or 3 or 4 drops of the the little stevia drops, yeah, they can save a whole damn program, because now they got chocolate drops. The girls put it in water. Wahoo! I got my little dessert. I'm good to go, man. These girls are drinking 4 gallons of water a day, and I'm like, okay, let's slow it down. But again, natural components like stevia is good, and that will help keep your body in a balanced state. Be careful of your artificial sweeteners, because even though they don't bounce insulin, which is what what we want a stable insulin roller coaster, it's still a sugar compound, and so you have to be careful. Read the little labels, guys, because if you read those little labels on the back, you'll find out some things have 3, 4, and 5 sugar alcohols in them. And we don't even realize it till we start reading labels. So a lot of energy drinks, and sometimes things that, we find out in the public. Watch your gum. Gum is another one that, Crystal Light, these are things that can create a lot of water retentiveness in your body, and they can also be the sneaky little sugars that compounds that get in there. But I'll let Vince talk to you a little bit more about the sugar aspect.
I'm a proponent of more moderation and kind of the risk benefit. This group is not at risk for being over fat, likely. But if there's been studies, if someone were to replace, let's say, stevia or sucralose with sugar, they have significantly greater health outcomes. So you have to weigh, is drinking a sugary Coke better than, which is natural, is that better than drinking one that's got 0 calories? If you have a tendency to be hyperinsulinic, yeah. If you're going to drink 40 Diet Cokes a day, probably should cut down. So again, it's not to go too crazy with anything. That would be my advice.